All right, y'all, it's time to go back. How far back in time? To the 90s for our favorite segment, Image in the 90s. And today we're talking about Youngblood number 9. So we've been plodding along issue by issue of Youngblood Volume 1. And here we are at number 9, the penultimate issue of this first volume's run. And this is part of the Image X crossover, where all of the Image creators swapped books for a month. And Jim Valentino came in to do Youngblood. Now, Rob Liefeld went over to do Shadowhawk. We've already covered Shadowhawk number 0, actually, here on Image in the 90s. But let's get into Jim Valentino's Youngblood number 9, with inking by Dan Fraga, Byron Tallman on the lettering, extreme colors. My bad. Byron Tallman on the coloring, extreme colors on the separations. Mike Wolf on the lettering. So this is a book that at the bottom it says, this story does not necessarily conform to any known continuity. It's just Jim Valentino having fun with Rob Liefeld's characters. So basically Bad Rock gets optioned. He gets an offer to be turned into a movie or a TV show, right? So he's going around, he's super excited, and the whole point of this book is that Bad Rock is super excited and obnoxiously so about being able to get this opportunity to go to Hollywood, right? So he's running around the rec room or whatever you want to call it for Youngblood, and like it doesn't necessarily form into continuity, doesn't fit into the story that we've been being told, but it works. This is actually a really fun issue. So Bad Rock goes to Hollywood. He goes to meet these bigwigs. He's just trying to like, hey, can we go meet some hot babes? Yo, can we go do this? And he's being very distracted by the glamour of the deal of going Hollywood, right? Got a really interesting like photocopied like cityscape down there at the bottom that I think is interesting, right? So Bad Rock goes to the hotel. He's got this limo driver who's carrying him around. The limo driver's getting annoyed already at his obnoxious behavior. He's trying to steal all the toiletries and all that shit. You know when you go to a fancy hotel and you're like, oh, bro, they got this, they got this, they got this. I'm taking everything. But he's got to go. He's got to go to this meeting. And when he gets to the meeting, he's eating one of those Dagwood sandwiches, which is, man, that would be fun to actually make one of those and try to eat one. Like, that would be a fun, like, PCP stream to do, or why not? But they're telling him, like, yo, we're going to make you a superstar. This is going to be a branding thing. We got pool toys, shoes, kids' meals, yo-yos, PVCs, which are, I guess, figures, pest dispensers, calendars, noisy books, and that's a nice, like, throwback, watches, and pogs. Oh, my God. I love the pog thing. So they're selling him on this idea, and he just kind of signs this deal. He's like, but you're going to do this, right? And they bring in this dude who's called George Spiliopoulos. So it's like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg put together. He's just like a Hollywood big shot director, producer. He's going to make this Bad Rock project. They just basically get Bad Rock to sign over the rights. They keep him distracted by all the glitz and the glamour. He demands, before this movie even comes out, he demands that he has his handprints put in front of the in the Hollywood Walk of Fame and all that shit, right? He's acting really obnoxious. He's like, hey, let's take these hot babes out on a convertible ride, but this isn't a convertible, so he rips off the hood. And then they go to Venice Beach, and they go to Muscle Beach, right, where all those dudes are, those giant dudes. And, yo, look at that chick up there at the top. She got it banging, man. Jim Valentino can draw some banging bodies. And speaking of banging bodies, Bad Rock's trying to show up these Muscle Beach punks, and he just lifts up the whole concrete gym or whatever and throws it into the ocean. There's no consequence for that, whatever. Meanwhile, he goes back to Youngblood's headquarters. He's being warned, yo, make sure you get a good deal. But everybody's giving him the runaround, right? And you get these looks, by the way, of all these different versions of Bad Rock going down. And at one point, he's wearing a Shadowhawk shirt. I really like that. But everybody's telling him, like, yo, you need to make sure you get a good deal. But the studio, once he's signed away the rights, they don't have any more conversation with him, right? And so then all of a sudden Troll shows up and he's like, yo, TV Guide says your show's debuting right here, right there. So they have this big premiere. They go to it. Bad Rock's dressed to the nines. He's ready to go. You got a cameo from a lot of Image characters here. We got Vogue, Grifter, Pitt. We got Dreamweaver, who is, I think, Neil Gaiman pretty much. Hellshock, Shadowhawk, Unidentified. That's Spider-Man. See the spider leg right there in that second panel? Yeah. That's Spider-Man. Then you got the Max, Savage Dragon, Spawn, Wildstar, Velocity. Is that Batman? Then you got this big bit where everybody is gathered to watch the Bad Rock show. So it actually turns out to be a TV show. And you got an amazing spread by Jim Valentino where it even says this bit, George Perez, eat your heart out. Jim Valentino saying, I can do these giant things too. And it is good, but like Jim Rugg pointed out in the Cartoonist Kayfabe video, the colorist could have done you some good here. Like if this was colored properly, this becomes a poster, right? But it's not. Then they watch the show, and it's Doofy. It's like an animated Doofy show, and Bad Rock's like a kid's character. He's saying stupid shit like, howdy ho, boys and girls, what time is it? Oh, I'm so big, so large. Just look at me like a big fat barge. Everybody, he's so big, he's so large. He looks just like a big fat barge. He's got a power paddle. Yes, sir, from outer space. It's so stupid. And he doesn't mind a pie in the face. And Bad Rock just gets so pissed off. And he breaks the TV. And then Shaft is sitting there with Night Saber, and he's like, well, could be worse. Help me clean it up? Yeah, let me get the dustpan. And then the very next page, oh man, I don't even have this next page. But anyway, that's the issue. It's silly, it's big, it's dumb, it's kind of fun. It's Jim Valentino making a case or poking fun at Hollywood. Now, back in 1993 or 4, when this came out, 1994, Image is big top shit, right? And here's my original copy. I got the Jim Valentino cover right there. The other cover is the Rob Liefeld cover. But we'll get into this. But what this is Jim Valentino making a statement on all these Hollywood big-time producers coming in. Look at Vogue. Vogue looking good right there, shorty. What's up? But Jim Valentino kind of making a statement on the falseness of all these Hollywood types coming in being like, oh, yeah, we're going to take your property. We're going to make a big star. There are references in here to the Spawn animated show and into the Wildcats animated show. And you almost get the idea that maybe Jim Valentino knew some of the inside baseball on creative licenses and control being taken away. Possibly more so in Wildcats, definitely not in Spawn. That Spawn animated series is fucking dope. But this is a good fun issue. It's a nice break. If Youngblood would have maintained being like a consistently produced long-form series, these kind of episodes would have been perfect for it because it does spotlight the celebrity nature of the team. And Youngblood, as silly as it's been and as fun as it's been, it does take itself too seriously sometimes. And this is the one Youngblood issue I've read so far that does not take itself seriously and actually has something to say. And it's saying something about the falseness of Hollywood. And it even says here at the end, and the moral of the story is, be careful what you wish for. It might wind up on TV. So this Image started out as being a bastion for creator rights, for creator-owned work. And Jim Valentino is probably the biggest spirit in line with that. And then we get this tease here for the next issue, which is the finale of Volume 1. We'll be talking about this next week and wrapping up our Image in the 90s Youngblood look. But it's Spawn versus Chapel, and that's going to be fun. Then we got the letters pages here, the bloodlines, the promise that be here for Youngblood number 10 as Chapel makes the decision about his destiny that will affect the Image universe for generations to come. This is the second part of the story that started in number 8 and will lead to the upcoming Extreme Sacrifice crossover. And I guess then I have to get a hold of every bit of that crossover. Got a few ads here. Shadowhawk, Bad Rock and Company. New Blood, a 2-part crossover with Team Youngblood and Newman. Todd Knock. Never read any of the Team Youngblood stuff, but now I got to. Supreme ad. And that ad again for a Youngblood number 6 signed by Rob Liefeld for only $10. And then the ad for the fucking Youngblood comic I want. Kurt Busiek, Rob Liefeld, Youngblood Year 1 never happened. I wish Rob wouldn't have lost the rights to Youngblood because they could still do this. And I think that would be so awesome if Kurt Busiek and Rob Liefeld did this book. I want that book. And then in the back, we got an awesome NBA Jam fucking ad. And what's crazy is that the ad is for a Game Boy port and a Sega CD port. That's wild. Youngblood number 9, super fun. Doesn't take itself too seriously. I'm going to give it a 3.69. You digs. And this has been your Image in the 90s.